Hello, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to Trumpet's Call. I'm Maria. I wanted to do this quick video today because the Most High would have me to alert His people regarding what's on the horizon. I don't have any time frames or timelines. I wasn't given that. But this morning I awoke with the Most High saying, alert, alert. And that He wanted me to do this video indicating an alert. He says that the time for making your final physical preparations for the harder times that are coming before our gathering is now, and the window for those preparations is closing. He says that the sword hovers above this nation and is about to make contact. The sword hovers above the nation of the United States. The sword indicating war. War is on the horizon. Natural disasters are on the horizon. Upheavals, things that we've never experienced before, are on the horizon. And your ability to get the supplies that you may need is not going to be available. And so He has been telling His people to prepare. He has been indicating to us for years now the importance of setting aside food, water, medical supplies, and other supplies that you may need to live for 6 months to a year. It's important. And your ability to go out and get those things is dwindling. The door is closing. The supplies are becoming less and less around the country. And soon it will become almost nil. This is what I'm feeling in my spirit, in my ruach. So, it's important to prepare things like water for sure. 5-gallon jugs of water, 1-gallon jugs of water, especially if you're on municipal water, city water, your town, local water. It's important to put aside water. Food items like rice, beans, dry beans, non-perishable items, canned food, like canned goods, canned vegetables, canned fruit, and canned meats, tuna, canned chicken, things like that. It's important, if you have a way to grind it, perhaps to get some wheat so that you can make your own bread, yeast, sugar, salt, oil, things of that nature. You have to think about what you eat on a daily basis and think about all the things that you would need to be able to make those things if you couldn't run to the grocery store and make a quick trip to get those things. So now is the time. I mean, it is past time almost, but the Most High would have us to be alerted that there is still time to go out and get those supplies in place. And so furthermore, He wanted to indicate that if He has been speaking to your heart regarding moving into a safe place or moving into another place, moving from one region to another region, now is the time. Now is the time for us to make our preparations and to find ourselves in the place that the Most High wants us to be. Now is the time. So obey what the Most High is telling you to do. And do it now, and do it with haste. Okay? Also, the Most High would have us to know that it's important to make these physical preparations, but He's saying don't neglect the spiritual preparation. We must prepare ourselves for the times that are coming. We must be prayed up so that we can withstand. We have never experienced war on our soil. We've never experienced the judgment of the Most High as He uses the nations to fight one another. Now, He will protect those who belong to Him. I'm assured of that. He will protect His people. But it still may seem overwhelming and scary sometimes throughout this process. So prepare your children. Prepare your family members. Have serious conversations regarding if something goes down, where will you meet? Where will you be? How about family passwords and family code words and family meeting places? Have some serious discussions and conversations with your family members so that you can be prepared ahead of time. Pray. and ask the Most High that if something goes down, something in which chaos ensues, that you and your family members find a way to connect with one another, or that you are with each other when it happens, so that you don't have to go looking for each other. Just pray ahead of that. This is the time for spiritual preparations. Pray for safety. Pray for guidance. Pray for protection. Pray for your family members and friends. Pray and ask the Most High how He would help you to serve the nation, serve Yasharal and your fellow brothers and sisters in the faith. So these are the things that He would have us to do. Just drawing nigh to Him so that we can hear His voice. It's important to be able to hear His voice during this time. So draw near so that we can hear what He's saying to His people. And finally, one of the scriptures that the Most High has given me during this time, that has been a guide to me, has been Isaiah chapter 26. And I want to read some of it because I do believe that it is prophetic for this time. It is absolutely prophetic. And so when this whole thing, started happening in the world, and I consulted the Most High about what was happening, one of the scriptures that He gave me was Isaiah chapter 26. And so I'll read some of that right now. The main two verses that the Most High has given me to be instructive to me are verses 20 and 21 of chapter 26. But I'm going to start reading at verse 11 because I want you to see just how these verses of scripture they are prophetic, and they are for the time that we're in right now. So I'll start at verse 11. It says, Yahuah, when thy hand is lifted up, they will not see, but they shall see, and be ashamed for their envy at the people. Yea, the fire of thine enemy shall devour them. Yahuah, thou wilt ordain peace for us, for thou also hast wrought all our works in us. O Yahuah, our Elohim, other lords beside thee have had dominion over us, but by thee only will we make mention of thy name. They are dead, they shall not live. They are deceased, they shall not rise. Therefore hast thou visited and destroyed them, and made all their memory to perish. So far, what we're reading here is the people it's as if they're addressing the Most High, and they're saying that we have been ruled over by other lords who've had dominion over us. Now, obviously, the children of Israel had been taken into captivity before, but this is for a different time. And as we continue to read this verse, you'll see that this is referring to a specific time, the time that we're in right now, because there are things that are being prophesied here that have not yet happened yet. Okay, and so it talks about our enemies devouring us. It talks about ordaining peace for us. It talks about the people around us being dead, and they shall not live. They are deceased, and they shall not rise. This is talking in verse 14 about the resurrection. So these are for events that have yet to take place. So let's continue on. In verse 15. Thou hast increased the nation, O Yahuah. Thou hast increased the nation. Thou art glorified. Thou hast removed it far until the ends of the earth. Yes, the Most High took our nation and scattered it to the ends of the earth. Yahuah, in trouble have they visited thee. They poured out a prayer when thy chastening was upon them. Yes, absolutely. Like a woman with child that draweth near to the time of her delivery, is in pain, and crieth out in her pangs. So have we been in thy sight, O Yahuah. We have been with child, we have been in pain. We have, as it were, brought forth wind. We have not wrought any deliverance in the earth, neither have the inhabitants of the world fallen. Verse 18, clearly shows the time that we're in, because it's as if we have been with child all this time, and we've been laboring. We haven't brought forth yet. We haven't been delivered. We have not wrought any deliverance. No, we have not been delivered. We are still in the land of our captivity. And the inhabitants of the world who are wicked and have been in charge, they have not yet fallen. Continuing. Thy dead men shall live. Together with my dead body shall they arise. Awake and sing, ye that dwell in the dust. For thy dew is as the dew of herbs, and the earth shall cast out the dead. Verse 19 is a verse of resurrection. Resurrection from the dead. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment, until the indignation be overpast. For behold, Yahuah cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain. Those that dwell in the dust, they will arise. Those whose bones are scattered in the wilderness, dead and desiccated and dried out, they will arise, and he will breathe life into them again. He's telling us in verse 20, come, my people, enter into your chamber, into your house, and shut the doors. Shut your doors. Hide yourself, as it were, for a little moment, until the indignation be overpast. The Most High is using the nations to judge the nations. He has always done it. That's the way he does it. He will cause one nation to arise to defeat another nation whose cup of iniquity has become full. And that's what's happening here. The cup of iniquity for this nation and others is full, and the Most High will use the east to judge the west. Hear what I'm saying here. He will use the eastern powers to judge the western powers. It's coming. He says the sword hovers, and it's about to make contact. And when it makes contact, you want to be in your chambers. You don't want to be out and about participating in the marketplace and doing the things that make you a target. Be in your home. So quickly make your final preparations, quickly, with all diligence and with all haste, and find yourself tucked away in the grace of the Most High, in the presence and in the protection of the Most High, under the shadow of his almighty wing, so that you're not out there when the indignation begins to manifest itself. So I just wanted to do this video and bring you this word, and so I pray that you heed it, and I just urge you to share it. Please share the video with others, because the Most High is giving this message to his people, and he wants us to be prepared for what's coming. So be blessed, brothers and sisters. Shalom.